expected.
Let me guess. 1 year out of the academy, 0 combat experience, little punk thinks the shit don't stink. Well, just to let you know, the shit does stink. Stinks like shit.
If you'll just give me a shot.
Give this your shot.
Oh, my freaking nose!
Yeah, if you'll excuse me, it's time to round up a real team.
All right, welcome to the J2C show. As we have we have JT and JC on the other side, and it looks like one of them's messing around with their microphone. You can hear that right now. But welcome in for a beautiful Saturday morning as we're recording here at 11 a.m. Again, JT, so pissed that it's 11 a.m. It's not my fault that I was out bowling till 2:30.
Hey, speaking of 2:30, I got 2:34. It's pretty good.
2:30, what, total score, or was that the time you came in?
Nah, that was one game.
One game?
Yeah. I think out of all the games, I had about 1,000.
How many games did you guys play?
Too fucking many.
Was it like
You guys went to Sunset, right?
Well, we were going to go to, here's my plug, Kingpin Lanes over there on Powell.
Mm-hmm.
But,
wait, Kingpin Lanes, were there any Amish players over there?
No.
You guys,
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
Just saying, come on. That's one of the...
Good movie.
I love that movie.
Get out of here.
Then it
was too busy, so we went over to Sunset.
That cow's milk was delicious. We only had... You milked a bull.
Well...
That's a great part of the movie. May God. That's one of the classics. That's a Woody Harrelson classic. Right there.
Yeah,
Randy Quaid. Yeah. I mean, those were...
It has its moments, but...
Oh, no, it's a straight gold movie through and through. The ending's a little dragged on, but... and then Bill Murray. Oh, my goodness. Bill Murray's...
He's always good.
He was money in that movie. I mean, it was freaking hilarious, but... You know, it's a great movie. Go check out Kingpin is the one we're referencing from a bowling movie, as you might have guessed. But so you got a 234, and you said over 1,000 pins overall wise.
1,500 was my total.
Was it like a night bowling rate? Like, you know, you pay so much and you can.
Yeah, all you can bowl for $10.
Oh my God, that's a great deal. And how late is it open?
2.
2?
2, yeah, 2.
I'm guessing there's a bar in there then, too.
Yeah. We had Angry Orchard. It was good. It was a good time.
Few drinks, couple lanes. I mean, that sounds like a good Friday, Saturday morning type of...
Yeah, well, my dad, who is like 64-ish right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every week, Friday night, he goes out to Sunset to do midnight to 2 bowling. Right?
Oh, man.
And then Saturday... He has Monte Carlo at what? Like
11.
Is that 11? At 11.
I think it's at 11.
And then he goes Sunday. He has his bowling league at about what? I think that starts at 6.
Yeah.
So that is what my about 64-year-old dad does every week.
You know, bowling's a great sport. I always enjoyed bowling. I haven't been in a long time. I used to be on a bowling team in high school for 1 year. And
JC and I were on a bowling team.
Okay, ours was like a 4-team league, which we had 2 of them were Pendleton teams and a Hermiston team that were like they had 3 guys that were 250 plus bowlers, and they just straight up annihilated us. Like it wasn't even close. I was on the first.
Second, I thought you were gonna say pounds. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
no,
it is.
Yeah, that plays a fact into the bowling game, but I mean, it gets to a point where you're gonna have to bring out I mean, if they had a league where you could only bowl with like that little ramp.
Oh my God, I couldn't bowl with you. That'd be too embarrassing.
That would be too much. No, I was like the Tim Tebow of our bowling team.
You were aborted? Or a failed abortion?
Okay, we're gonna take that to a different place. More in the aspect.
Tim Tebow, his parents tried to abort him. I'm just saying.
Well, thank goodness they didn't.
It didn't take, so
because he was just too much of a beast.
he dodged that hanger.
Oh my goodness! Wow, we're way off topic. But again, the Tim Tebow. I was just there for motivation. I gave pep talks. I wasn't the best bowler. I was, I think, like an average of like 150. Not great.
That's not bad.
That's not when you're going against. I mean, I was probably like the last leg. Not last leg as in like the clutch bowler, as in the guy they just needed to fill a spot with. So that was my take on it. But I had all like, I was like, if I got a strike, I had a different call for each. Like a turkey, I went, and then I had a different one for strike. I can't remember. I think I just put up the X and like did a handshake. 2 strikes was something weird. It got to the point though, every team would start mimicking what I was doing. So, you know,
Idaho.
it was a
Potato.
it was amazing. It was a fun tournament. It was disappointing that we lost to our second team by 1 pin to get into the championship. Like out of nowhere. But it was an interesting time. One year I wish I did it for a couple more, but bowling was always fun and good team sport, individual sport, and our practices, we would always request Miley Cyrus be played when we were bowling, my friend and I. That was our only... It was either Miley Cyrus or Ninja Rap by Vanilla Ice. We always requested that on the speaker. That was our go-to songs.
You guys had some pretty interesting bowling songs.
Well,
I don't believe we ever bowled to music.
No.
We were
we had to.
kind of serious when it came to it.
Oh, no, we had to. It helped us relax a little bit because, like, practices, there's a lot of tension. I mean, we played for blood, especially because we always play against our second team. So when we would go, like, we would be next to each other lanes, and we'd be talking shit the whole time. Like, you know, someone got an 8 and someone else got a 9, be like, yeah, fuck that, I beat you by a pin. And, I mean, it was brutal. It was pretty brutal.
I think our issue was we actually kind of hated some of the people on the other on our team, so it made it kind of awkward to make conversation and be like, yeah, good job.
Oh no,
okay.
we trash talked the shit out of it, especially because we were on the first team, and our second team or our JV team, and we always beat them in practice, and so we just always talk crap at them. And it's mostly because there's 2 brothers, and one was on our team and one was on the other team, and so that was the main thing, is they always fought, and then like we would just always join in and be like, fuck it, why not? But it was fun. I mean, and we got dollar bowling games all year round and stuff like that, so we would just play bowling when we would bowl in spare time, and then practice was
spare time.
Hot pun intended. Yeah, I tried not to strike out too much during that one was forced. I apologize. That one was forced.
God.
I apologize.
Hang up.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Anyways, so bowling, it's fun.
You gutted that one.
You know, when I go down there to Milwaukee, we're going to go bowling. Whenever it happens, I'm going to go down there. We're going to go bowling. I haven't been bowling, but I want to. I want to get back into it. It's one of my favorite sports.
We'll do a league.
We'll do a league. I can't commit to league, but especially
you will.
That's too long of a drive for me to do a league down there.
We'll meet in Hood River, Happy Medium, and
do a league there.
Yeah, in Hood River.
I don't even know if they. Oh, actually, no. We played against Hood River. That was our teams was like 2. The girls bowling took off. I mean, there was a lot more girls teams than there were boys teams. There was a Hermiston team, 2 Pendleton teams, and
I miss the Milwaukee's girls team. That was fun when we had them.
Yeah, that was good. And they actually were doing pretty good, because the one year when we went to districts, I think we all placed like the same, and we were all, pretty, one big kind of family team. That was a good year.
Okay, quick story. We were at this tournament. It was our home tournament, Pendleton. And so my friend was on, had a friend from high school. He was on the second, or no, he was on the first team with us. I can't remember. No, he was either on 1 or 2. I can't remember. He was a good bowler. He was a straight shooter. Like, he didn't have any curve to the ball, all straight, but he was pretty accurate. So he was bowling, and a score popped up on his score. And there was this girl from Hood River, and she would always come over and talk to us. And she started talking to this guy. And so we were trying to, like, pump him up, trying to, like, you know, give him tips, be like wingmen for him, trying to get some info on her so that he could start talking to her because he was kind of shy about it. And his score was 69 on the score. And she comes over to us and she's like, she like kind of giggles and like, I really like that number. And we're just like, hold the phone right there. How easy?
Phone.
How
Google
easy?
What is?
Yeah, how easy was it for him that she just came up and said, yeah, 69, that's one of my favorite numbers. I mean,
That's what I do all the time.
that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of just an easy in right there.
Yeah.
So I still give him shit about it today. And
JC, remember me in there? 169, 269, 8 times. Saw that number.
Yeah, we did say it a lot.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I still give him shit about it all the time still today. And so I think they actually dated for a little bit, and then we went down in Hood River and we played a tennis match, and I was trying to get him to text her to meet us at the match. And I can't remember if she showed up or not, but it was disappointing if she didn't, because we got him to lay some Mac down, some serious Mac down. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into our stories for today's show, but that was our little bowling history. Not to take part of JT's thought of the day, which will be at the end of the show. He's got a good one, kind of a big topic here today. But before we get into that, our stories here today, we've got one.
Oh, JC, you have your camera on. I mean, sorry, Curran.
Oh, so you guys can look at each other while we're recording. Perfect. That's all you guys need. First story of today. This happened in New York as of yesterday. It was reported by the UPI, which I'm still trying to figure out what that means. But it's a news source here in New York, and there was
Fake news.
Probably, but they actually have video captions that doesn't look edited. But a massive shark jumps onto a boat off Long Island and gets stuck in between, like, the front railing. So there's a video of this shark that jumps onto the front of the boat and gets stuck in this railing, and you can kind of see it just like squirming, and I think it gets out, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's not something you'd see off Sharknado.
This is interesting that it happens during Shark Week.
Yeah, during Shark Week. Actually, this happened July 6th, but it was reported yesterday. Reading it, it says that the Mako shark was stuck in the rails at the front of Captain Don Law's outlaw fishing charter boat. Law and his crew eventually were able to free the shark from its situation and cut some rope around its tail so it could go back into the water.
Don Law, that was my biology teacher.
Was it now?
Yeah, Donnie Law.
Donnie Law. But yeah, so I mean, kind of interesting to see that we had a shark jump onto the front of a boat and get its mouth stuck on the railing. So it was like biting at the railing. We'll put these stories on our Facebook page afterwards so you guys can see the actual story and the video with it. But I mean, how the hell are we? I mean, it's in fucking New York too.
Well, I was watching Shark Week, and apparently there's sharks in New York.
Well, I mean, I saw Sharknado too.
Like in the water, like they're coming up there.
Apparently, I mean, but you get on a boat like that. It wasn't that big of a shark, first thing. So, I mean, it's not like a great white jumped onto your boat, and then you're like,
"We're gonna need a bigger boat."
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna see the guy start putting barrels out there, trying to get the shark to eat it, like on Jaws, try to blow him up in the water. But I mean, that's just it's kind of weird that
you see that video of the squid squeezing through that tiny hole on that ship.
Oh, it's ringing a bell.
Facebook.
It's ringing a bell.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
I
Squids
mean-
are gross. They're all
oh
slimy.
god, in high school,
Well, I think it was an octopus, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah, the squid. Yeah, same thing.
no, they're
completely
completely. In high school, we had to dissect a baby squid, and so we got to like pinch out the beak and the
Oh,
oil pin.
Monster.
Oh, it was a dead squid. I mean, it wasn't like
yeah, after you
alive.
killed it.
Yeah, we just bashed
For
it
your
on a
own
rock.
personal gain.
We just bashed it on a rock and say, all right, dissect it now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, actually, I also dissected a cat.
Like,
Not
Curran?
not a real cat. It was in
that's
class.
the first sign of
It was,
serial killer.
Like a serial killer, yeah.
Yeah.
Animals.
It was a dead cat. I mean, it was a preserved dead
Yeah,
cat.
after you killed it again.
It was in the freezer for a
Chinese
while.
restaurants must love you.
But no, that was a messed up because when we dissected the cat, we were supposed to take all the fur off and like skin it completely, and we had a hard time with the paws, like getting the hair from the paws up and over. So we just left it on and we called our cat Mittens.
That's messed up.
Because it was the only one that had hair on its paws.
God,
We had
that's
a hard
messed up.
time. We're just like, you know what, fuck it. We're just gonna leave it on there, and we'll know which one's our cat. But it was an interesting. I mean, dissecting the cat, like we did everything. It was a long month dissecting that thing. It was it was kind of funny because we would kind of use the like cat. We would like try to make it talk to people when they weren't looking, and it was pretty. Yeah, I guess it was kind of fucked up, but you know, you do fucked up shit in high school.
Curran, are you a serial killer?
It was a dead cat beforehand. I had nothing to do with it.
Sounds like you may be starting that way.
It was, you know, it was high school. I was experimenting.
Exactly. It starts that way in high
I'm not going to
school.
go into full details of what what we had to do with the cat because we had to dissect it and then we had to name all the parts, like the insides, and point it out because we had to do a test on like, you know, the bones and everything, bones and guts and all that stuff. So we had
The
to.
drinking bones connected to the.
I wish I had a song that made me remember most of that stuff. It was a pain in the ass. There's a lot of stuff to remember on that.
Yeah, I had to kill like all my neighbors' cats to actually get an A in that
Hey,
class.
you know, Pendleton, there's a good supply of cats. And if you want to find, if you want to find a really good supply of cats, you just go to Chinese restaurants. It's mystery meat.
no seeing a cat.
If you don't see a cat on the street, you know where it's at. It's in a kitchen.
JC, back when you were living over in what was that, Southeast Portland over there?
Uh-huh. It was
Oh,
delicious.
Was it delicious? We actually had a restaurant get shut down for a little bit because they found a cat in its freezer. It was used to. Oh, it was a Chinese restaurant, and they
Hey man, I honestly, they get a lot of shit for like having cat, but if they actually do it, that's fucking delicious.
Is it? Have you tried the cat?
I mean, no, like if they just use it in like their meat, and I've eaten it, I've liked it because I've liked like just about every Chinese restaurant I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking delicious.
If it-
Like IKEA with the horse meatballs. If it's actually horse, fuck it, it tastes good.
It's got a mysterious scent to it.
If it tastes good, I'm probably gonna eat it.
Oh yeah, so you know, those cats, they could be they're a delicacy.
Fuck, in one place, guinea pig's a delicacy.
Ooh, I've never had guinea pig, and I probably won't ever. That just sounds kind of not good and not like filling at all.
Well, apparently, I don't know. It's one of the things. I forget where it was, but somewhere in the east.
Doesn't surprise me. Probably North Korea.
No, not them. They don't eat. They just failed missile launches.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our next story. And this one, allegedly a drunk clown was arrested with a machete taped to his amputated arm in Maine.
Yeah.
31-year-old.
Maine too.
Yeah.
Oh god.
31-year-old Corey Berry of Hollis was arrested Tuesday and charged with criminal threatening, and he was released with posting bail. He said that. Oh, where is he saying? Yeah, he said it was a misunderstanding and it was a prank, but a man accused of drunkenly strolling down a main road wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and a clown mask with a machete taped to his amputated, or where his amputated arm is, was arrested and charged with criminal threatening and released on a $200 bail.
That's pretty funny.
Police said Barry was intoxicated but cooperative. He told officers that he was copying previous clown sightings as a prank.
Now, JC, as a resident law enforcement expert here, how do you handcuff a man with one arm? Do you do it like to the leg?
Most of the time, if they're wearing a belt, you handcuff the one arm to the belt.
Oh, okay. Like, and then what if he's like wearing like clown pants?
Well, he's wearing normal. It shows a picture, and he's wearing like a black button-down, long-sleeve shirt, and then he's got looks like a pair of khakis. So able to
so
do that.
It wasn't like in like a clown.
No, he just had a clown mask. But it shows a video. It shows a picture of him, and he's just kind of running around like right there on the highway, like a back roads highway. I mean, if I saw this, I would just start gunning it and getting the hell out of there.
Those clowns that we had back in October?
They would just stand there, and then if they decided to start charging you.
Mm-hmm. I saw there was a video where actually a guy was doing that as a prank, but he was doing it in the ghetto.
Huh.
So like after, I think it was down in Florida, and so he would charge and people would run away, and then the next one he tried, it was like the last part of the video, probably for this reason why he started charging someone, and someone turned around of him and pulled a gun. Like,
yeah, that's how you get shot walking around the ghetto with the fucking clown out there.
And another guy did that as a zombie and acted like he was a zombie, and then the guy's just like, "You gonna fuck with me?
You can't harm me. Who do your voodoo, bitch?"
Oh wow, JT's rapping this early, man. He's golden. So yeah, pretty interesting story. Right here on the Star is where it was there, but you know, wow, you don't really see stuff like this every day. I mean, it was just one of those interesting things with when you have a clown guy, especially if a machete, like up to your hand. Now I could see it if it were like impersonating Machete from the movie.
I like how you're pronouncing it, like
machete and machete.
Because in my opinion, a gringo would try to pronounce it like they do back in its home country.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just illustrated. That's just my personal opinion, though.
So yes, but
I just call it machete.
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 Yeah.
I want to try to. Yeah. Anywho, I digress.
Yes.
So I wanted to kind of bring up just a quick little interesting story. Did you guys hear that they're possibly recalling a bunch of Ford Explorers that were issued to police agencies because of possible gas leaks into the cabin?
Ooh.
And police officers were passing out while driving due to this, and were like calling in asking for medical because like they're dizzy, they can't remember what they're doing. And I'm like, that's scary as shit.
That's not good, especially.
Especially if they're doing that high speed pursuit or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Ooh.
And you're cranking out a lot of freaking fumes into this. So Ford's like investigating like over 1 million Ford Explorers that were issued to police agencies right now.
Well, that's why they call them Ford Exploders.
Exploders, I had one.
Now,
I loved it. I miss it.
Think about it. You're driving.
I remember that. We stole a lot of cones from them. I mean, we liberated a lot of cones.
Yeah, did you say we liberated a lot of cones?
Yes.
Yes, we did. We liberated.
Remember, Remember, on that end is JT Wilbur. His address is. if you're missing any cones,
I believe all of the cones we liberated are at your house.
They are being currently stirred in a dimension that is quite possibly
garage.
Adjacent to my garage. Yes.
Yes, in the garage, and so you still have the evidence, and I've gotten rid of the vehicle. So
Well, what's the statute of limitations on that one?
theft.
Because the statute of limitations gotta be done by now. I mean,
10 years.
yeah,
That's pretty close, almost 10 years.
that's pretty close.
Man, that was a long time ago. You guys must have been crazy in junior high.
No, it was more like once we got into high school, we realized we could skip class and kind of get away with it.
Hey, especially when we had somebody in the class refer, hey, is there a sub today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so.
Yeah.
You guys didn't. We always had attendance. We always had to like. They would always mark us if we were there or not and all that shit.
Now we had attendance as well, and then like if we missed a class, there would be an automated call back home, and I would always be like, nah, the teacher just marked my name.
That's not fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I was there.
yeah, we always get that. It's like, did you know that your son or your daughter, Mr. Holdman, was not there present in class?
One of my friends actually was able to change that number to his cell phone number.
What the fuck?
So
I'm pretty sure he was there.
like he was good to go.
That's funny.
Just get a message every day. Nope,
Yeah.
delete. Shit. Except that stuff doesn't escape like report cards and shit. So
I'm really surprised we never got kicked out of Big Lots.
Right,
We spent a lot of time in Big Lots.
Go there in the chair.
okay, so what exactly did you guys do at Big Lots?
Just literally,
Nothing.
yeah, just sit in they have the furniture there.
Mm-hmm.
We would walk around and
Sometimes we'd also kill time there before the movie, because we would skip a lot of times and go out to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
You mean you guys?
say the movie started at like 2.
Jesus, you guys did a bunch of midday movies. Well, I guess it's cheaper.
they were $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw Hunger Games. I remember that.
And you don't have to wait in line. You don't have to wait in line and all that.
Yeah, it was good. Good time.
$5, man. This was a long time ago.
No, it still is $5.
No, it's
Oak
still
Grove 8.
$5 during the day.
Here's my plug for Oak Grove 8. $5 during matinee.
What's it during night?
It's like $7.50, I think.
Oh man, like right now here in Walla Walla, night movie is now up to 11.
Oh,
And-
speaking of fucking Washington,
Yeah.
are you fucking the nanny state? You can't drink water while you're driving anymore. What
Oh yeah.
type of
God,
bullshit
here we go.
is this?
Yeah,
Are
we
in
gotta-
Cuba? Are we in Russia? What is this shit?
So I was driving back from Seattle last weekend, and I must have saw at least 6 or 7 like signs over the highway that saying the new driving under. It's like DUE or DUI apostrophe
Yeah,
E.
DUIE.
I think it's driving while it's something like driving while intoxicated, but with electronics.
Yeah,
Like driving while distracted with
it's
electronics.
driving under
can't
the
eat or drink now.
influence
It's
with
fucking
electronics.
ridiculous. It is a secondary offense, but
Mm-hmm.
still.
Well, texting and driving is not. That's a primary.
Yeah, that's the primary.
That's
but
the primary.
eating and drinking is a
So
secondary.
yeah, exactly. We actually had a video posted on our Facebook about this, and so you can't get pulled over with like drinking or eating or anything or pretty much anything except texting while driving or phone call. But you can't get pulled over. But if you do it and you get pulled over for something else, then it's like $100
Yeah.
ticket right there. Which, I mean, is ridiculous. Now you get all those people driving. I mean, that's the worst part of Washington, I guess, and say is like most of my driving, I'm in Washington. So now if I buy a drink, I have to wait until I'm either stopped or I reach my destination. If I'm driving to Seattle, that's a good 4 hours.
Right? Like, honestly. Like, what the fuck?
I love the pictures that people have been bringing up of like
the
people
big ass
drinking from
straws,
drinking from like the 3-foot straws and shit.
Yeah. Can you do that? Can you if you have the drink?
if your hands are staying on the wheel, I don't see why not.
Because that's what they said. Like if you can answer phones, you can GPS as long as your phone is placed.
Handless,
yeah.
So invest in like a camel pack.
Yeah, get a bladder, get a little bladder, or like a 5-foot curly straw, just from your drink while you're driving, or the best way to do it is to get a beer helmet or the chug helmets, and just do it that way. Bring those back, because it's all handless. I mean, put two cans of not alcohol. You don't want to do alcohol.
Yeah, I was going to say, because now we're just going from a violation to a crime.
Yeah, no. 2 cans of pop on each side, and then use that.
Here's what you do: you pour out the pop and put it in and put beer in it.
Again, that JT, this is why you don't take. This is why.
So what you do is you go get one of those McDonald's cups, put some ice at the bottom, then put your beer can in there and put your straw through the beer can hole, and you're drinking like McDonald's Coke. Or even better, just go get a McDonald's Coke and put some rum in it. I mean, what?
Yeah, we don't condone that. That's JT's opinion.
Just saying.
We don't condone drinking and driving because it is a dangerous aspect. And
it is. It actually is. If you drink and drive, you can go die in a hole. But that's why I do my drinking at home, then go driving.
Yeah, because that makes all the difference, JT. It really does.
Never have I ever, drunk while driving.
And never have I ever. Is your finger? Never have I ever. Is your finger up or down?
What?
You know the game? Never have I ever.
Never have I ever.
Yeah, so if
I do the drinking game of that. You take a drink.
Yeah.
Take a
drink if you have.
We've played quite a bit of that. Yes, we played that in college. It'd be surprising to see how many people went out real quick. Like literally, first 5 things you said, we'd already have people.
Hey, let's play it real fast.
Well, that's kind of hard now because I can't see you guys, so I could be lying, I could not. You guys wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh, we'd be able to tell.
We could tell.
Okay. Who wants to start? Because this has gone to hell anyway, so
let's start with you.
Okay, I'll go first. Never have I ever smoked weed. Silence.
No.
Silence.
Nope.
I call bullshit on JT.
That's
Wait. Never mind. Because I know him. He doesn't do it by smoking.
Let's
New question.
Hey, you wanted to play it.
See, this is not a game. This is a game that we've got to do.
Right?
We've got to do, especially we have to do this game with.
I'm talking now. I got my thought of the day. It's time for JT's.
No, John, your thought of the day is at the end of the show.
It's at the end, which is now.
No, it's not the end. We still have.
Motherfucker.
We have one more story, and then we have another one to go through. Yes, we do. We're gonna go through. We got another one here.
I can talk louder than you.
Yeah, not really. Here on the sun.
Now here is Trumpy Poo.
Okay, no. We're gonna wait. That's gonna be the closer. That's the closer.
Yeah, it's the closer. The end is nigh.
No, the end is not nigh.
Okay, hang on. Let me. I want to bring up a quick other story that I know JT's kind of all about too.
Okay.
Tesla released kind of the aspects to their new Model 3 that's coming out. It's going to be starting at $35,000 for the base model. That's actually pretty good for a Tesla. And have you guys seen the inside of it?
No, I haven't.
The inside is clean. Like literally all it is a steering wheel and a big like computer monitor, and that's it. Like you don't even see like vents or anything.
Is it street appropriate? Like is it street legal?
Yeah. It's totally street legal. But it's like like right now. Look up the inside.
I'm seeing it right now. That's all I see. Is like it's like you got 2 seats, cup holders, and then it looks like an iPad or just a monitor.
Oh no, bigger than that. It's like almost a 18-inch monitor. It's ridiculous.
But I mean, there's other than that, it is like
for $35,000. pretty damn good. And then you could like up it to about 44,000 to add 90 miles to the charge. Then it ups it to a 310-mile charge.
So how long?
Pretty good.
So a full charge? Let's say like the base model. How
Base
long?
model gets you 220 miles.
That's not too bad. That's almost. I mean, in most cars, that's about a 3/4 to a full tank of gas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not too bad.
Well, you see, the thing is though, with the Teslas, it'll just be for like city driving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to take Tesla, across road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and isn't it? Well, no, it's because it's not a gas engine. I was thinking Tesla's one of those that when you hit like a stop sign and you hit completely stop, but the engine shuts off. But they have
No, it's just electric. But yeah, Tesla would be great for around town, especially around Portland. Oh,
So
I want a Tesla. I want the Tesla X.
So basically with the Model 3, if you got everything on it, including all the extras along with it, you're up to $59,500.
Which is really, because that's half off the base Tesla, usually.
Yeah, and then it says it's $10,000 cheaper than the most affordable, which is the very base Model S, which is up to like 70,000.
yeah.
Now the 3, how big is the 3? What is that one?
It's like a SUV. It looks it looks a little bit like the S, but
Now, question,
It's got more of a rounded-
Could old JT fit in the?
I don't know. Go to a Tesla.
That's something we'd have to just go to the dealership and test out. That's what it sounds
Yes.
like.
That's what we should do. That'd be a good afternoon.
That could be if we start getting this on the road. That could be that'd be a kind of a shitty tour car, like
That would be.
because right now
One is a hybrid for a tour car.
yeah, and I'm looking at it, and let's see, yeah, so the standard interior, 15-inch touch screen display, dual zone climate zone control, FM internet streaming radio, tech style seating, and a center console with open storage and 2 USB ports. That's the interior. That's it. Like pretty.
Because I mean, and just looking at a picture of the inside, it looks super clean, which is really nice.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. It's also got Wi-Fi and LTE internet connectivity, which most cars have today. You can sign up for a service on this. This is the Model 3 I'm looking at. Seating for 5 adults, which is pretty. I mean, that's still a pretty good sized car for a hybrid. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent sizing. I mean, two in the front, 3 in the back. Supercharging. Pay per use. The S has free unlimited supercharging, which I'm guessing that's like a.
It's for a charge up for the vehicle itself.
Yeah.
So instead of like being like an 8-hour charge, it drops it down to like you could charge your vehicle back to 100% in like 2 to 3 hours.
That would be nice.
That's not
really
too
good.
bad. Again, I think that would be the con of it having like on a road trip, because then you travel half the distance, but then you've got to wait 3 hours before you can go
they
again.
are not road trip cars. But
Yeah, that's why you just stop at the casino and play a little bit, huh, JT?
Yeah, exactly.
fuck the casino.
There you go.
Lost $60. Hey.
It actually says that they began production of a long-range battery here in 2017. So
Yeah,
maybe
you
in the
have some stuff
future,
that you can hot swap too.
yeah. So in the future, we might see this becoming something you can use on trips. But then again, if let's say you drive let's say about 2 or 3 hours and then stop and take a little detour, have some fun stuff planned on the way to your trip, then it shouldn't be too bad.
I mean, it would be great in the European countries where they're so close together.
And I think that's the main thing.
You can stop and take in the sights and just charge whenever you stop. But in America, where like
You're stuck on the highway
you can go see somebody an hour away who is in this literally like a town away from you is an hour away. Like, let's just say Hillsborough for some reason. That's like 40 minutes away depending on traffic. So.
And I'm looking at here. They've got 4 designs. They've got the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and the Energy. And actually, never mind. That's the home. That's the Tesla home power. is the energy for like solar panels, power, solar roof, stuff like that. So they've got 3 main designs right now. The Model X looks more like an SUV where it can fit up to 7, which I think the Model S can do as well. But I mean, it's got falcon wing doors. I mean, it's got
that's sexy as fuck.
That is, oh my goodness.
That's baller.
It says cost of charging just 1 minute alone is about $2.
But see, here's the thing though. With the charging, and if you have it at home, that would increase your energy bill. You know, the electricity bill.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you have like solar panels and shit, it's essentially free.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a start in a direction.
I fucking love Tesla. They have the solar. If you have Tesla solar panel roofs, which they have, boom, there you go, good to go.
And you see, there's definitely a lot more stations now for Tesla. There's, especially on the side of the highways. You have their gas station, your diesel, all in one, and then now you have your electric charging station right next door to it. So there are a lot more convenient ways to, on the side of the highway and stuff like that. So if you are that's your car and you're traveling, there are spots. But again, you get caught up staying there for 3 hours to let your car, your car charge. You got to figure out, what am I going to do for those 3 hours? Like,
and then you can go to a movie, see the town.
Well, you got to make sure you plan out that you're able to go to a spot to do that.
Yeah, sure. I definitely think one of Tesla's things, if they can get it to where it would take roughly about the same amount of time it would take to fill a normal gas vehicle to charge your car back up to full, then I'm pretty sure they've made it. That's pretty good to be able to get to that point.
You got to think about the power you've got to be producing to charge a car like that. That is the big question, because I mean, that's almost like hooking it up to a fucking nuclear plant alone to be able to charge it that fast. It's definitely interesting to see, and I think in the future, well.
Are we still talking, guys? I'm playing Overwatch here.
Are you? Wow, you're real committed to this. But I am. So yes, that was. But yeah, that's a good. That's something to look for.
Tesla.
But for a town car,
keep talking about Tesla. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
Yeah, we can all get free Teslas to drive around.
Oh my god.
If they let us we did that in LeGrand one time. We had a morning show, and they got to take out one of the new cars. I can't remember if it was a new Ford Explorer or something like that, and they got to do a live show from inside there, or like a test drive, and they got to record. That would be fun to do. Have it do in a Tesla, and then we can we would take it on a trip. And then we would our goal would be to find out to do what we're going to do for those charging times.
Just go like Top Gear. Would be Top Gear.
Top Gear. It would honestly be Top Gear. We'd just be recording a video.
Honestly, I would be so fucking down. I would be so happy. That would be like dream right there.
We would have little tasks and everything, and
Top Gear. Yeah,
it'd be
I'm in love. That would be the best. That would dream job right there. Dream place.
Well, speaking about Top Gear, there's also the Amazon one with the original Top Gear guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not fuck the new Top Gear.
Because they just came out with a new American Top Gear, because it was off for I don't know how many years, like maybe 2 or 3. Because they used to have
it's all about Jeremy.
Oh yeah.
May and Hammond.
Yes, Hammond, Jeremy, and James May. Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May. And our Amazon show, I mean, it's even better, I think, because it's the same thing, except they can be a little edgier. Like, one of the episodes, they were on a test track, and James May had an old car, and on their steering wheel, they put a dildo, and he had to use that to turn it, because he wanted to get, like, a suicide knob for a steering wheel, and they replaced it with a dildo, so he was using the dildo to steer the car. They like to just fuck around with each other on that. It's a good show. I think
being Amazon too, they don't have to censor them or anything.
Oh yeah. like I think they might censor the language a little bit because it's kind of, I mean, the stuff they're doing is not really kid family. They can be more themselves. I think. I'm trying to remember. Is it? It's not The Amazing Race, is it?
No, it's Grand Tour.
Grand Tour. Oh, season 2 is almost out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, what, October?
I think so. They just had a sneak peek. They were just advertising it here on they're just advertising it on Amazon. But yeah, I'm so excited. The first season was amazing. And second season, I mean, the first, it's funny because like they had a skit where they always had like, you know, they used to have the celebrities come on and do a test track.
So does that mean he's not coming on?
Yeah, exactly. He's not coming on. Have you guys seen the first season then, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, they always try to find some really fucked up way to kill their celebrity guests while they're running to talk to them for the interview.
So for me, I mean, obviously it was funny the first couple times, but then it's like,
yeah.
Well, you kind of expect it.
You know, see a celebrity or talk to the celebrity or anything, you know.
Well, you'd be more interested to see what if he did survive. Then they actually have to talk to him. Then it'd be put him in a weird spot. It's like, oh, okay, I guess he's here.
I kind of think it's a little bit of a play on off of the old Top Gear because a lot of people hated when they did the celebrity part.
I didn't.
And would stop watching, and they would say, you know, they posted that in a lot of BBC stuff that a lot of people, once the celebrity part came on, they would stop watching.
Huh. I'm surprised because I mean I didn't really mind that. I thought it was.
For me, it depends what celebrity.
Exactly.
I mean, if they had a good rapport and stuff, yeah, I'd watch it. But like, if it was someone I didn't care about and they would just like kind of munder them, I'd be like,
yeah, if it was somebody I liked, or if it was a Formula One driver, because I actually like to see the professional drivers take that car and drive it around the track just to see, you know, what they would do.
It's not an unreasonably priced car.
Yeah, exactly.
In like a Prius.
We should like go out, create our you know what we should, well, if we need to take a trip and
what's this? I'm hearing copyright infringements. What?
Copyright
what am I hearing?
What would be fun is if we did like if we went out to like other than not the go-kart track that we went to down at Willella Lake, but like the racing ones. There's one in Portland, I think.
We just go to PIR.
PIR, yeah.
I take my car into PIR.
Yeah? Did you?
No, not yet. I want to.
Yeah, you should.
Because we went to the one up in Kent, Washington, and they had like, it was like a full deal. They had a go-kart track, they had a car track, they had everything. And so that would be fun. Just to go on a track, actually time, see what our cars, the truck versus the Subaru versus the Charger, and see which one would come out on top.
I bet I'd come in second.
You think so? You think you beat the Subi?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
I don't think so.
I'll beat the Subi.
No, the Subi is clutch.
No.
It's got the Sport Edition,
Oh,
so it'll take your pickup out.
No.
And it's crisp in the corners.
Yeah, see, I am Jeremy Clarkson, right? If we're Top Gear, right? I'm Clarkson. Curran.
So you talk a lot of shit, but you can't back it up.
He wins all the races.
Because he cheats.
No, he doesn't. Well, okay, a little bit, but yeah. Anywho, his question, I think JC may be a little bit Hammond, just a little bit.
I've never crashed a car though.
True.
And I'm not full like
I'm trying to peg you guys as who is Hammond.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're doing.
Now for me, it would go. I was Jeremy Clarkson, JT, Nay, and then
how am I? I'm not technical.
Because on our trip, you were the slowest.
Captain Slow. I mean, it has a ring to it.
I want to go 70.
Yeah, I'm not getting a fucking ticket again there.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Wait, you got? Oh, that's right, you did. Oh, that's the most important. That's like the worst thing because then you have to drive back to the court there.
No, I just
hell no. You just send your ticket in.
Oh,
yeah, I just paid. I was guilty. I wrote a letter of explanation. I got I got $60 knocked off, so I was happy.
Oh yeah, that's
Good.
I mean that's usually how you do it. You just say, yeah, I'm guilty, and then boom.
I'm guilty. My bad, guys.
You didn't write them a letter and put it on one of their signs, like a little note, like you did in Wallowa. Just write a little letter.
Well, it shouldn't be 55 there.
It's
Another thing the nanny state's doing.
what? What is it,
Speed
JT?
limits. Fucking speed limits, because without the government, who would tell us how fast we need to drive our cars?
Mm-hmm.
Did I hear right? Someone else told me that they finally passed that they're tolling highways around here. Like 205 and I-5 are all going to be tolled.
What?
Yeah, supposedly it got passed. I don't
Fuck
know.
off. I'm already, if I pay taxes, I'm already paying taxes for that shit, and now they're tolling me too? Get the fuck out of here. No.
Oh, yeah, that's imagine starts there and it's gonna spread all over the country.
Fucking toll. God damn. And the shit maintained too. Where the fuck's my money going? Oh, to the congressman who's anti-drug, smoking cocaine and fucking little boys on his yacht. That's right. That's where my money's going.
Oh shit! But
God damn.
yeah,
Fuck the government.
That's first in Washington. We can't do anything while we drive except drive. Drink or eat is off the table now, and now we'll see if that spreads up here to being told.
If it is, I'm about to go join like the anti-government movement. I'm a EFTA or whatever. No, no, not them. I don't like them.
In Tifa.
Yeah, I don't
What
like
about
them.
the anonymous
They're not
group? You're gonna go on the anonymous
No,
have
I'll
a
just
white
start my
mask.
own. We call fuck the government.
Oh yeah, that's not going to get flagged in any way.
Yeah.
Hello, TS. Hello, NSA. How you
Hello,
doing?
every government agency that enforces law.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and it does. They did pass it.
No. In
So,
Oregon?
to pass, put tolls on Interstate 5 and Interstate 205 at the Washington border, and continue them through the Portland metro area. Is where they start.
Who? Don't we get a vote on this shit?
I don't know. Clackamas voted for a gas tax,
Yeah.
and
What?
that passed.
Wait, the gas. Wait, we oversat the gas tax.
I don't know. We passed a 6-cent gas tax.
Oh, fucking hell. We got more increased gas, but goddamn fucking son of a bitch. I'm done with the government. Done. And then fucking tolling too. Fucking done. They stop tolling. I'm gonna stop fucking not tolling. Fuck this shit.
So
I'm gonna pirate.
their goal is to get people to use side streets, which
Side streets are fucked up. You can't
Exactly.
You can fit a bicycle maybe on a side street, and it's fucking just not. It's worse than a fucking dirt road there because all the potholes because they haven't paved them. But hey, where are my taxes going? I don't fucking know.
and it's going to cost $1.05 a day to drive on those roads.
I'm not going to pay. I'm just going to speed through it. Fuck them. Fuck the government. Time to time, the tree of liberty needs to be refreshed with the blood of tyrants. I think it's time. I think it needs some water.
Hey, youths of liberty.
Oh man.
Fucking water there. Let's go water that tree of liberty there.
Jeez Louise. So yeah,
With every incumbent in Senate and Congress.
Curran, should we let him rant more and
No, I
let
think-
him go on to his
I think he's all puckered out there a little bit.
No, I'm never talking out. Fuck the gun. I'm playing Overwatch. Fuck the gun. I'm about to get a flag PSA come up. Choo.
Wait, are you? I wish people were on Overwatch were listening to you right now. That would
I
be
could open my mic and be like, "Hey, motherfuckers,
Are you actually playing Overwatch?
playing Overwatch. You can hear that in the background as JT has been slain at least 50 times in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Mostly because I'm just talking shit about the government.
He doesn't care about the game. He's about spreading the message.
Spread the message of fuck the government.
He's on. I used to do that. I did that one time. My friends were playing a new Call of Duty game out, and they were on. I think they were playing Nazi Zombies, and I was playing like Mafia 3 or something. And we got online. We were in a chat room, and I just went on like a 2-hour rant of I don't know what it was. I was a little intoxicated at the time, and so yeah, me. I'm never intoxicated, but that night I felt like it was time to open the valves, and so I went on this little rant for 2 hours straight. And I still don't remember what I was talking about, but I was like, and the worst part is I wasn't even playing the same game. I think I was just talking shit about their game while I was playing a completely different game. And I was talking about Mafia 3, and I was talking about gangsters, and then it just really got really out of hand. But they were on the end and just looking at me, like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh no, I'm talking to myself, but you guys get the pleasure of hearing this. And so I had about a 2-hour rant, and then about an hour into it, it just became like yo mama jokes, and I just started just like I literally paused the game so I could focus on the conversation and the jokes and the trash talk. That's how into the message I got. It was a fun night.
Interesting.
It was a fun night for me.
Cool story, bro.
So we're just about to wrap up our show for this week.
Oh, JT's thought of the day.
JT's thought of the day is coming up right now. So
right
JT,
now?
we again, actually, before we get to that, we had our one current event here. So for current event today, we had the big NBA talk as Kyrie Irving was asked to be traded, and his site that he wants to be traded to is the New York Knicks. He wants to go home. So JT, you follow the NBA, and JC as well. What are your thoughts about Kyrie Irving dipping out of Cleveland when he has another great chance of making the finals again with LeBron to venture off into his own area?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to miss him if he does, leave, because he's one of the best handlers in the league. But, if he wants to leave, fuck him.
Well, the issue with him that I think he complements Cleveland's offense so well because I really don't think Kyrie is like a main focus guy. I think he's a great offensive asset, and I think he's a superstar offensive superstar in his own, and he's a guy who can get you big baskets. However, I don't see him as a leader of a team.
No, he's not. No, he's not a leader.
Because
he's a great number two.
Now, thinking of an NBA player that he kind of resembles and that's played like in the last 20 years or 10 years, kind of in his same situation, I think Stephon Marbury is kind of what you're seeing here with Kyrie Irving, because he was in Minnesota with Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Garnett was kind of the big thing, and they had a young team, they were building, they were really good, and they had opportunities, and then he left to go to New York, and then it just became a shit fire. Now, I don't think that will be the same result for Kyrie if he does go to New York, but then you look at Cleveland, and you have LeBron there, and if you trade away the asset of Kyrie Irving, I think that's making it almost about 90% sure that LeBron's leaving Cleveland after this season.
Where would he go?
Well, I think it's not set in stone, but I think the favorite on that list is the LA Lakers.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think that's the favorite for where LeBron's going to go. Big market, big, he can be the star. And he can be on a Lakers
team. He'll just go to Golden State.
They can't afford him. They literally could not. LA can. And there's so much history at LA. Also the fact that you have Lonzo Ball, who's a great distributor. So he's one of the best passers. Who wouldn't want to play with Lonzo Ball because they know they're going to get the ball? Lonzo's not going to be the big shooter. He doesn't want to be the main scorer. He's going to be a great player, I think. But he's more like a Jason Kidd. He's going to be the guy that gets you 10 to 11 assists a game and get those other stars involved offensively and let them take the shots. And he'll do his part in getting them open and making the team better. I think that's where you see Lonzo Ball, and what makes him special is he really takes over that aspect of running the point like a true point guard and not a scoring point guard, but a true point guard, and getting the offense moving and getting your playmakers the ball. That's what makes Lonzo Ball so special. And if the Lakers, if they do happen to get LeBron James, also the fact that they'll probably get Paul George after next season from OKC when he goes a free agent. So now you look at the Lakers, you have Lonzo Ball, he's the rookie who's going to be kind of the rising star there in LA. You have Paul George, who's going to be the guy there for a while, and then you have LeBron James, who has a great. If those three form up and you put a decent squad around them, I think you have a team that can maybe compete with Golden State in the West. But then you look at the West and you're like, geez Louise, all our good teams are in the West, and East, they're not going to have Cleveland anymore. New York's still not going to be great, even if they get Kyrie and Porzingis. You're still far away. The only team in the East that could probably compete and will most likely make the NBA Finals for that side is Boston, because Boston, again, still has another top 5 pick coming to them next year. You got Jason Tatum. You got a good squad with Gordon Hayward now there. And if Tatum can become the star potential he has and becomes that guy for Boston, that scoring guy, then that makes them really deep as a team. And so they've got a lot of things. But then the East is so wide open. I mean, you can probably see Milwaukee jump up.
Milwaukee, they're going to be pretty good.
Unless Antetokounmpo gets traded somewhere, which there's a lot of teams asking for him when his rookie contract is up, trying to get him away. But the big question with Cleveland is, what are you going to be asking for Kyrie Irving? And is that going to be enough? And if a team does trade that, you're not going to get, I don't think you're ever going to get the same that you're giving out in return. I don't think you're going to get that, because not many players, unless it's like a young guy that has a lot of potential in your eyes, that could pan out maybe, then that will work. But for Cleveland, what you're going to be looking for, you're probably going to be looking for draft picks and a young player for the future, because LeBron leaves, that team is not good.
I still don't think LeBron's going to leave, though. I think
he might stay, there. But it depends. Is he going to want to win rings? If he wants to win rings, it's not in Cleveland.
He's done that. I think he wants to stay home.
I don't think so. I think he wants to be the star. I think he wants to improve his career after basketball, because I think he's early 30s, maybe 33, 32. So he's probably got another good 4 or 5 seasons.
Well, he's still got about 10 good seasons. The fuck are you talking about?
It definitely takes a toll on your body. Again, LeBron has probably the most freakish athletic ability other than Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he's going to be a super... I mean, he's already a superstar, but I mean, you get in the next year or two, I think you're going to see him take a whole new level. Once he can solidify a jump shot, then he is just ridiculously good. And then you also have San Antonio with Leonard. What if San Antonio picked up LeBron James?
Oh my God, that'd be good.
You have the three, right? Or you have Leonard and James.
I would be in heaven if that happened.
You would have to get, you'd probably, just looking at that squad, what you do, you run Aldridge at 5, LeBron at 4, Leonard at 3, or you move Leonard to a 2.
I want to get rid of it, Aldridge.
Probably. I think the Fordham, you'd have to get rid of Aldridge. And Aldridge already says he doesn't really like playing for San Antonio, or there's been some, bad blood between the two, so.
Because it's too hard.
Well, I think the whole thing was they're trying to trade him for a young draft pick.
They expect me to play good. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, so that's good. That's the big issue.
They want me to play well? What?
Yeah. Well, that's the big issue here, because now we got to know if they're gonna pull the trigger on this trade before the NBA season, or even.
I am so happy Rudy Gay is in San Antonio. He looks real good in the San Antonio Spurs outfit.
He's one of my favorite players coming up here. He's had a rough season the last few, pretty much ever since he moved on from Memphis. He's been good. He's been really under the radar. A lot of people where's Rudy Gay, and they wouldn't even be able to tell you where he played. And hell, I wouldn't have until I heard he was going to San Antonio. I mean, to be honest, he was a guy that really just dropped off the face of the earth, being relevant. But that's the big talk here, the NBA talk for Kyrie Irving, if he's going to get traded before the season or if he's going to get traded before the training camp. I mean, he's already, this week, it was reported that he stopped communication with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So you're pretty much telling the guy that's paying you the bills and everything, or paying you the check to, pay me my money, just don't talk to me. Get the trade done, get me somewhere. Because, again, he has, I think 3 years on his contract. He has 2 years and then an optional year left on his deal. So it's not like next year he's a free agent. He still has 2 or 3 seasons before he's a free agent. So he really doesn't have much leverage other than the fact that if you keep him there, you're just going to have a bad locker room and there's bad blood. He's already burned that bridge with LeBron James. So right there, you've got 2 guys butting heads, and I know LeBron's not going to want him during the season because that's going to affect him. So you got to get a trade done. I think he's putting the pressure on. You've got to get it done because it's going to be a hell of a season for him. Not hell of a season, but the season's going to be hell if he stays in the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, well, you think he's the type of player to throw a season just because they won't trade him?
I
mean, do you think he's that petty, or? Because I think it's still, play, but I don't think he'll, I think he's going to be intentionally suck because they won't trade him.
I don't think he's going to do that, but I think he's just not going to be. You know what? He might not even show up. But then again, there's that whole issue with him not showing up. But you know what? We'll see in the next couple weeks. We'll see if something gets done. But that's going to do it for our current events. And JT, let's go ahead and present your thought of the day.
Thought of the day. Okay, so as you may or may not have heard all over the news, Trump recently banned transgender people being in our military. My thought of the day is, well, first off, let me just say, who doesn't love a civilian's opinion on the military, right? Second, should we be banning, able and willing people to go fight for gold, oil, and drugs? God. Yeah, that's my thought of the day there. What's your guys' thought there? Because the military can, say no to people. Like, I couldn't get into the military. I'm too fat.
Mm-hmm. I can't because of asthma.
JC, you have flat feet.
Yeah, you have flat feet. He's just calling you out right there.
Yeah, so...
Don't be going for those hard shoes.
Yeah, so, we couldn't get into the military, but if there's nothing wrong with, say, a transgender person, besides for the fact that they're transgendered, should we be denying them entry into a military? So able to fight is the first key.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things that he mentioned was how much, the surgeries and stuff would be. Well, I think if they're post everything and they have nothing else extra that they are going to be doing surgery-wise, I mean, if they're just another able body that wants to fight for their country.
The key word is they're able to, yeah. Because honestly, I don't think someone going through that transition should be in a war effort there, If they're transitioning from, male to female or vice versa, they shouldn't be in the military because there's a lot of emotions.
I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point in saying that, if everything's already been done and you're able to go and fight and focus on, being in the military, then I think go for it. I mean, more power to you. But if you're kind of in that stage where you're in the military, but you're deciding, if I should have the operation or not, and you're kind of just, or if you're taking it from the perspective that you're getting into the military so you can have the operation, then that makes it some muddy water in which it makes it...
You're not in it for the right reason. For the gold money, gold, oil, and drugs there. You're not in it for the right cause. Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to go fight and die and they're, healthy, able, fuck it.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine, and I think it's their choice if they want to do that. But if you go into the military on the reason that, if I get into the military, they're able to pay for my operation, and then, what does your eye? Because you take it from the perspective of a drill sergeant or your leader, and you're not focused on the object at hand in the military, or if you're in the war or anything like that, then that's a liability for the people in your group.
The next man down,
Because that's the whole thing in the military, is they break you down and form you up as a group, and to the point where you will live and die for your brothers next to you.
Yeah.
And that is the main focus. You're getting the object done, and you're making sure everyone comes back. That is the main, the main issue. That is the main goal. But if your goal is something else, and it can cost people lives in a warlike situation, then that makes it tough, because then no one's safe. And that's the whole thing. We want to make sure we get our soldiers back, and we get them in one piece, because they are protecting our freedom and our right. And if you're able to do that, then more power to you. But if you're going there for the wrong reason, and you're, contradicting that, and you're putting everybody else's life in jeopardy, then that's an issue.
Yeah. That's well said, Curran. Well said. So my point is, you mentioned joining for the wrong issue. What about the people who join for the fringe benefits of the college and the discount? Because I know a guy who joined solely because he could for the college thing.
See that? I mean, I guess to me, all it really breaks down to is if your focus is on the task at hand. Now, if you go into the military and your focus and your goal is like a military situation, your goal is there, then and you're protecting and you're making sure everyone is safe, and you're getting your job done, then the benefits and all that help out. I mean, you deserve that. I think you've earned that. But if you go in there for the benefits just alone, but then once you get put into the situation and you kind of, you fuck up, or your head's not there focused on there, and you put everybody else's life in stake, then that's an issue with me. Because, you're there for a reason. You're there to protect, and you're there to serve. And you get the benefits, and that's all good that they help you with that, because that is to help put you in a situation that when you get into those areas in war, that you're able to do your job, and you're prepared, and you're ready to protect and serve. But if you're not, and you're just there solely for the benefits, I mean, it starts going to, it goes into, all these different things, and you're deciding which is which, and, which is priority and everything like that. Okay, but when you get in a situation that it can cost people's lives, and you're still, you're more focused on you, and you do something that can contradict other people's lives, then that's where it gets iffy, and that's where it can cause a problem.
Well spoken. Well said.
I know. Should I start playing like God Bless America or something?
America.
I mean, again, America is strong when we're all together. I think that's the main issue. I think that's the main thing. But we just, it gets weird. We've got so many different views, and we've got so many different things going on in the world today that it can get skewed. It can get really skewed.
Man, I didn't bring my floaties.
Yeah. So
we got deep on this one.
Yeah, we got pretty deep. You know what? I think that's a good spot for today. JC, JT, JC, have fun for the rest of your day. JT, have fun with Overwatch. I see you're still trying to get people to join your game.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go take a shower, go shit, and go lunch. Well,
there you go. Maybe someone will join your game and invite you to one while you're doing that. So for Curran here, and JC and JT, we'll see you guys next week. Again, go on to our Facebook page, click like. We've got some fun stuff up there on for you guys. Join us here, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube, J2C Show, and also Fantasy Football. Make sure to send us your emails so we can get you invited, so we can fill out our league. Again, the draft will be taking place on Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m. We are going to be podcasting it. So while we're doing the draft, we will be recording. JC and JT will be on the other end, unless somehow they can make the trip up here to Walla Walla to join the festivities we have here in the studio. And it'll be a fun one. I'm excited for the NFL season here today. Again, Colin Kaepernick might be heading to Baltimore, and we'll see.
Oh, fuck Kaepernick.
We'll see how that goes.
He saw y'all did.
He might be he might be a steal to pick up in the draft. Anyways, that's enough for us today. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one. And this was the J2C show.